Hello students, welcome back to our economics class. Today we are going to discuss a topic from unit number 6. What is our unit number 6? Industrial sector. Very good. And the topic here is impact of GST on Indian economy. What is the topic over here? Impact of GST on Indian economy. It is very important as a 5 mark. So, hope you have heard the term GST, that is goods and service tax. The word itself is saying us that the tax which is kept on goods and services is nothing but goods and service tax. Now, what is the impact of this GST on our Indian economy? Alright, let us see what is the impact. Before that, let us see the general definition of GST. So, GST is an indirect tax. It is which kind of tax? Indirect. It is not a direct tax. It is an indirect tax which is levied on goods and services. Levied means to force, to enforce something. There is also a word that is levy, L-E-V-Y. The past tense of levy is levied. Alright, so enforcing something, or you can say keeping a tax on goods and services. So, instead of using the simple terms, you need to use the term here levied. This is compulsory, don't change this word. So, what is GST? It is an indirect tax. Which tax? Indirect tax which is levied on what? Goods and services. The term GST, this is GST. Right? Goods and service tax. Which kind of tax? Indirect tax. Indirect tax is levied on what? Goods and services. Very simple and very easy. Now let us see like when this GST have came into existence in India. The GST was passed by the parliament. It was passed by whom? By the parliament in 29 March 2017. On what date? 29th March. Focus the year 2017. It was passed in this year. Then when did it came into effect? It came into effect on 1st July 2017. In the same year. Year is 2017 and 2017. What is changed? Two things are changed. Date and month. It was March and now it have changed to July. So, what is GST? It is an indirect tax which is levied on goods and services, is known as GST. GST was passed by Parliament in which year? 2017. That is 29 March. Then when did it came into existence? It came into existence on 1st July 2017. Fine. Now let us see what is the impact of GST on our Indian economy. Like, is it having positive impact or it is having a negative impact? Let us see. Starting with the first point. GST reduces tax burden. GST reduces tax burden and it fosters growth. What is it saying? It is reducing the tax burden. Like previously we were having number of taxes, right? We were having customs duty, import duty, this tax, that tax, many kinds of direct tax. These whole number of taxes we need to pay. But now we are not having number of taxes. We are having only one tax, that is GST. So is it not reducing our burden? Yes. So GST is reducing tax burden. All right, you are satisfied. Then it is fostering the growth of the economy. Obviously, when you don't spend much money on taxes, obviously you are saving that money, right? After saving, you use it for different purposes. That means when the capability of a person to save money arises when his income is more. Am I right? If your salary is some 1 lakh, then you can easily save money. If your salary is just 5,000, can you save money? No. So when you have more income, that indicates that you are growing. When you have more income, you are not spending it on taxes. That is the biggest advantage. Here, as I said you, it is reducing tax burden. Means we are not having a mental tension that I have got the salary, I have household works, I need to pay the electricity bill, house rent, school fees, college fees, books, uniform, etc. And I also have to pay the taxes. This tension is reduced. That means the money which you used to spend on taxes, now you are saving that money, and that is indicating your growth. Alright, then earlier taxation prevents manufacturers from producing to their optimum capacity. Means before GST, the previous taxation system what was there, that was preventing of manufacturing at optimum capacity. Means you were not able to produce to the highest level because your money which you need to invest on production, you are investing that money, you are paying that money to the government. So the money is left with you? No. So that will discourage you. When you get discouraged, can you produce it to your maximum capacity? No. Optimum means maximum. So the previous taxation which was there, the earlier taxation, that prevents the manufacturing at the optimum capacity. Alright. So the first point is completed. What we have read here, first, the GST is reducing our tax burden and also it is fostering the growth. The second important thing in the first point is earlier taxation was preventing the manufacturing at the optimum capacity. Coming to second point, different tax barriers such as check post and toll plazas from which we need to pay the penalty, and this amount will be used for some other purposes. For example, like whenever we go to a far distance, we'll be having some check post. You might have observed that we need to pay some tax over there. So government is collecting taxes from us. From where? From check post and toll plazas as a penalty. And this money which the government is collecting from us, for what purposes is it using? There are two important purposes, that is buffer stock and warehouses. These two are nothing but meant for storage. These are not the small rooms. These are extremely big, very big, giant rooms for storing the stock. Stock in the sense the output. For example, if I have manufactured or if I have grown some 200 bags of rice, then do you think today only I am going to sell all the 200 bags? No. If at all, if I sell it, the customers might not buy my product on the same day. So what I'll do, I'll store those things in either buffer stocks or warehouses. Then when will I sell it? Whenever there is demand in the market, I am going to sell my product. So this is not very small quantity, it is extremely big. Warehouses and buffer stocks are constructed by the government for maintenance of this, it requires higher cost, and the money which the government is getting from the check post and toll plazas, the penalty which we are paying, that is used here. Alright, to meet the cost of the buffer stock in warehouses, the government is using our tax. Alright, so 1 point and 2 point are done. Let us go to the third one. There is more transparency in the system. Transparency means which is simply transparent, means you can easily see everything. For example, the specs which I am wearing are transparent. That means it is visible from this side as well as from this side. If you think, if I wear the specs which is completely black, then could I see anything? No. Could I see anything? No. For example, between you and me, if I keep a transparent curtain, then you are visible to me and I am visible to you. That means transparent in the sense we are not hiding anything from each other. It is very clear. We are having exact information. We are having a clear picture of everything. That is the meaning of transparency. So there is more transparency in this system. Customers know exactly how much tax is charged and on what base. Because there is transparency in the system, they are in the sense the customers here. They are having the knowledge, like on what purpose am I paying the tax, for what, on which good am I paying the tax. It is everything clearly defined. The customer is having exact knowledge that how much tax is charged on what basis. Then let us go to the fourth one. GST adds government revenue. Revenue means in first year you have read public expenditure, public revenue in your 8th unit, right? So revenue means the money which is left after paying the taxes is known as what is this? Government revenue means from which sources the government is getting income. For example, the government is getting income from taxes, right? This is one of the source of income to the government. So from which sources the government is getting revenue? That is nothing but government revenue. So GST is also a source which is adding the revenue of the government. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 points are done. Let us go to the fifth one. Government provides credit for the taxes from the taxes of goods and services from the producers. Means whatever the industrialists are there or whatever the producers are there, they also need to pay tax to the government. Alright, whatever the goods and services they are producing, on that they need to pay the tax, and that tax is used by the government to provide credit. Credit means government is also providing loans to farmers, producers, industries. Government is providing credit. Credit means loans. From where the government is getting money to give loans? From the taxes which they are paying on goods and services. Coming to last and final point, GST removes customs duty on exports. For example, I am exporting my commodity to some other country. So I need to pay tax for that. That tax name is customs duty. So after the introduction of GST, the government have removed customs duty. Means need not pay customs duty now on export. So hence, is this an advantage for us? Yes. So in total, we have discussed some 6 points. How many points? 6 points on the topic impact of GST on Indian economy. Hope you have understood the class. If you have not understood, please watch it once again and note down all the points. Try to make the sentence formation and then revise it and write it for 2 to 3 times. Then you are going to become perfect in this topic. Simply if you just attend it once, no one is going to understand it, because the topics as we go further are going to become little complicated. But still, nothing is impossible. We can make everything possible through hard work. And hard work is nothing but you need to write each topic for 2 to 3 times in your practice book by learning it as well as writing it. Alright, see you in the next class with some new topics. Till that, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep practicing.